So I just beat Psychonauts here on YouTube. Psychonauts was developed by Double Fine Productions and published by Majesco. This was after Microsoft dropped the publishing opportunity. Psychonauts was originally released in 2005 on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation 2. It has since been re-released on PC and Mac, and is also playable via Xbox backwards compatibility and can also be purchased on the PlayStation and Xbox store as well. I chose to play Psychonauts because I wanted to play a game that I normally wouldn't. I'm quite unfamiliar with platformers that aren't listed on screen now. One thing from Psychonauts that stuck with me was how humbling the game could be at times. Most levels and puzzles I found easy to understand. However, there were a few moments that had me running around playing like I had never picked up a controller before. A perfect example of this happening was in Boyd's level, specifically the puzzle to get the flowers. Without spoiling anything, I must have jumped past what I had to do about 100 times. I think I ended up trying just about everything else but the one thing I had to do. Then I did the thing to open the gate where the flowers are behind, and it was a huge relief. From that point on in the game, I don't ever think I really got stuck again. Psst, over here. Little behind the scenes note. I went back and watched the footage from my playthrough. It took me about an hour and a half to find out how to do the puzzle, and I did it completely on accident. This also doesn't include the time for the technical difficulty screen that was up. Now back to the regularly scheduled stuff. What stood out most to me was how, despite being a 3D collectathon, there was still clear influence of a point-and-click adventure game. A perfect example of this is the cobweb duster and using items from your inventory. In Psychonauts, the cobweb duster allows the player to pick up cobwebs, which can be used to increase your psi level. Instead of it just being a context button when near a web, the player must open the inventory, equip it, press Y to grab the web, and then unequip it when done. In addition to the duster, at many points throughout the events of Psychonauts, I ran around unsure as to where to go next when all I had to do was use an item in my inventory. An example of this happened very early in the game. When Raz has to enter an isolation chamber and use a button he was given, I ran around for a long while, completely ignorant to the fact that I had the item that I needed in my inventory the whole time. One thing I really liked about Psychonauts was how well it pulled off the cartoon approach to everything it does. The storytelling, the look, how characters talk and interact. Psychonauts really reminded me of cartoons that I used to watch growing up on Boomerang, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon. All in all, I think Psychonauts was a really funny game that was fun and facetious throughout. Psychonauts is a perfect example of where cartoons and video games can overlap to create an awesome interactive experience that any age gamer could enjoy. If you would like to watch my playthrough, the first video from my playlist should be linked somewhere on screen, and it is also in the description.